Hello, my fourth grade musicians. Hope you guys are doing well, practicing your recorder. So today we're going to cover quite a lot of information. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to mention that in a few weeks, about 2 weeks, you guys are going to be having a little test. It's going to be kind of fun. It's going to be kind of a review of everything that we have learned, everything that's important for you guys to know. So the first part of today is going to be reviewing the following and remembering what they are called, and of course, what they mean, right? So there's 4 parts to this test, which is going to be the 6 essentials, how to hold and blow into the recorder, what the notes are, which are the letters, and also what the notes are counting. Because remember what I said, just like when you were in pre-K and kindergarten, right? We learned our letters and counting. Those are the 2 basic things you need to know in order to play any instrument in the world. We just happen to be starting with the recorder. So let's go over the 6 essentials first. The 6 essentials, basically all it means is that there are 6 important things to know before playing any song, okay? I'm not going to ask you what the word essential means. We know it means important. What I am going to ask you, though, is what things like the treble clef mean. The bar line, the staff, the time signature, the measure, and the double bar line. So the treble clef is at the very, very beginning, and it's that little squiggly line, right? So it's kind of the little squiggly line, and it basically tells me what the notes are in the song. It tells me that those lines have different letters that belong to them, and those 5 lines are called the staff. Let me kind of check them off as I go. So we did the treble clef. This is the treble clef, by the way. And then the staff, the 5 lines that all music is written on. We also have our time signature here. It's the guy that kind of looks like the fraction. It is not quite a fraction. You just need to know that it tells us how many beats are in each measure, okay? Think about the word time as like numbers. It has something to do with numbers, right? So how many beats is going to be in each measure? So if I do this with my watch, it's kind of like keeping the beat, right? So I'm trying to give you guys some clues to help you remember what they mean. The measures are the boxes, these guys over here, the boxes that are divided by these, the bar lines. And the bar lines divide the staff into the measures, and then the easy one at the very end is our double bar line. That is different than the regular bar line because the regular bar line is just 1. Double means 2, right? And if you look at where the double bar line is, it is at the end of the song. That is important because that's what it means. It means stop. Song's over, it's done, no more, okay? So treble clef, bar line, staff, time signature, measure, and double bar line. You need to know what they are, what they look like, and most importantly, what they mean, okay? If you've been playing the recorder with me all of this time, it's really important information, okay? And again, not just for the recorder, but for any instrument. Maybe one day you'll want to play the guitar, or the flute, or the piano, or the violin. You need to know these 6 things anyway. All right, so let's go over the proper way to hold the recorder. Whenever you guys send me videos, I am not kidding with you. That is the number 1 thing I look for. Before I even listen to you play, I'm looking with my eyes and I'm saying, is that your left hand? Where's your left hand? Where's your right hand? Are they in the correct spots? If it's not, I usually write a little note to you guys and I'm saying, please make sure you have your hand in the correct spot. But by now, it should kind of be automatic, okay? If you're still having trouble with it, that's okay. Just sing this song every single time before you start, right? The recorder in your right hand is where you will begin. Be sure to hold the bottom and move it to your chin. With your left hand, give a thumbs up. On the back hole it must go. Press 1, it's B. Press 2, it's A. Press 3, it's G, you know. One of the most common mistakes that happen right now is you take them off and you flip them and then it's all for nothing, okay? Once you put your hands in the correct spots, don't move them. Magic glue them, okay? They are glued on. Don't move your hands because once you do, I can't help you anymore. Okay, we went through the song, we checked it, but if you have to be the one to say, hey, you know what? I can't move my hands now. That is where they belong. That is where they need to stay. So make sure that you are always holding your recorder the correct way. Let's talk about letters. We only learned 3 of them. Guess what? That's all we are going to be learning. So you do need to know where they are on the staff. I am going to be asking you what letter is B, what letter is A, and what letter is G, okay? B is the top one. We know that the words B-A-G spell bag, right? The letters B-A-G spell the word bag. So B is on the top, followed by A, followed by G. If you're looking at it, it's very visually right there. What makes it complicated is when we're playing music and they're all scrambled up and we don't know where they are, right? But they don't move off the staff. They are always in the exact same place. B is always in between the staff. It's always on that third line. It's never going to move. It's got a line straight to the middle of its head. If I live to be 100 years old, guess what? It's still going to be B. It doesn't move. It doesn't change. Next one, A. Same difference, okay? A is slightly lower than B, which makes sense because if I play B and A on my recorder, you'll notice A is slightly lower. This is B. This is A. And of course, G would be my lowest one. Do, do, do. So not only is it visually looking like it's lowering, it sounds too. It's audibly sounding like it's getting lower. G is on the second line. It also has a line through the middle of its face. The only way that you could tell the difference between G and B is that G is the lower one. Okay, it's on the second line where B is on the third. A does not have a line through its face at all. It's instead sandwiched in between, okay? It's sandwiched in between both lines. It's in between B and G. Makes sense, right? Everything in the music, everything, it all makes sense. So try to think about that logically. Like that's the only way that it could be. Now, we learned a couple of different notes before we just learned about the letters, and now this is the counting. We learned 4 different kinds of notes. We learned about a whole note, which gets 4 beats. It's like me holding down this note for 4 seconds. I just played a whole note, okay? What's next to the whole rest? Wait, let me circle. So this is the whole note. This is the whole rest. I like to say that there's a little person walking on the line and, oh my gosh, he falls into a hole, right? That's what it kind of looks like, right? So if I do a little person over here, oh no, oh no, where is he? There he is. He's going to fall into the hole very, very soon, right? Easy. Whole rest, shh, 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 shh. 4 beats. The word whole in music means 4. So naturally, a note I'm going to hear is going to be played, and a rest is silence. I'm not going to hear it, but I am still going to count it. Every note counts. Nothing gets 0. I'm going to be trying to trick you on that test. I'm going to throw a couple of zeros in there, and I want to see who's paying attention, okay? Nothing gets 0. Nothing. Half note. Half note is the one that it almost looks like the whole note because it's white inside, but this one has a stem or a stick, right? Half, well, guess what? If a whole is 4, half is going to be just 2. Okay, think about it again, like math. If a whole is 4, like 4 quarters of a dollar, half is going to be just 2 quarters. So this is a half note. 2 seconds. And the half rest, I've told you before, kind of looks like a little hat, right? It looks like a little hat that I'm going to tip, right? I know the whole rest and the half rest look alike. But not quite. The whole rest, like I said, goes down like you're going to fall into a hole, and the hat goes up like, hello, top of the morning to you. This is my hat, okay? So that's going to be my my half note and my half rest. Then, of course, we have our quarter note. Our quarter notes are black inside. They are completely shaded in, and they only get 1 beat or 1 second. Just like that. 1 second, 1 beat, okay? The quarter rest, I like to say, is my little swiggly wiggly line, right? That also gets 1 beat. Shh, 1 beat of silence. Again, I do count it. I just don't play anything. I'm not going to hear anything when I do that. And in some of the songs, we started learning about eighth notes, okay? Eighth notes get a half of a beat. So it's almost like if I could fit 2 of them into 1 second like this. Okay? It comes a little bit faster. That was a better one. Let me do that one again. 2 of them, nice and quick, they fit into 1 second. Okay, so they get a half. Don't get thrown off by the word eighth. It just means that 8 of them fit into my whole note. And if you guys are really good at math, you'll kind of figure out that if each one has 2 eighth rests, or eighth notes, right? Eighth, of anything, that's going to be your whole note, which is going to be your 4 beats, okay? We did not learn about the 8th rest. That's what it looks like, but you know what? Since we didn't learn about it, it's not going to be on the test, of course, okay? So I am going to be asking you guys how many beats do they get. I might give you a little rhythm exercise to kind of figure out how many beats are added up. Now, you might say, well, wait a second. We got a half. We got 1, we got 2, we got 4. Where is 3? 3 is kind of missing, right? It is, but it's not. There is something else. It's we did not learn it. It wasn't in any of our songs. It's actually called a dotted half note. It looks exactly like a half note, but boop, it has a little dot right there on the side of it, just kind of like that as I'm putting. That would mean I have 3 beats. But guess what? Since we didn't learn it, again, it's not going to be on the test. That's just for your information if you do end up wanting to play another instrument in the future. Okay, so now we get to the playing portion, okay? In addition to doing the written test, I'm going to be asking you guys to send me a video of one of the following, there's 4 songs. The songs that you cannot send me a video are going to be, you cannot send me a video of Perio, Merrily We Roll Along, Lullaby, or Hot Jazzy Buns, okay? I know you guys know how to play those. Those are not the ones that I'm interested in. I'm merely interested in the more challenging ones, the last 4 that we did, which is Hot Holy Fingers, Good News, Sit Down, and Renaissance Dance. So you will have a choice to send me, not yet, don't worry about it yet. For today, you're just practicing. Not for another like 2 weeks, okay? As we kind of get towards the end of the year, though, that is going to be part of your end of year assignment, is going to be to send me a video of you playing one of those final 4 songs, okay? So again, I'll go over all of that. You don't have to worry about it right now, except for that you do want to keep on practicing. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to practice all of our songs. We're going to start with Jazzy Buns, and we'll go on from there. Again, Jazzy Buns is going to be more of our warm-up. So we're going to do each one 2 times. I'm going to do it with you once, and then I'm going to let it go all to you. All right, so here we go. All right. Here we go with Renaissance Dance. Remember, I'll do it with you first, and then it'll be your turn. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job, guys. Now it is your turn. All right, guys, here we go for hot air and holy fingers. Nice and quick. Make sure your fingers are correct. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. I know that was a tough one. So remember, don't forget to breathe. Nice smooth notes when you're lifting up your holes. And remember, it's 4 times. There's no break. So this is the first time I didn't say, all right, second time, third time, okay? I am going to do that when I go to my next slide, which is having you play. I'll kind of remind you what time we're on, but really most of the point of this by now should be getting you familiar enough to be able to follow the song all on your own. That's what I'm really hoping for, okay? That's what one of our biggest goals has been from day one. So here we go. I'm going to take my video away so you have the entire music in front of you, but I want you guys to practice on your own. I'll kind of count you in and be there as a voice, but not a video. Get ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 13. Back to the beginning, second time. Measure 13. Back to the beginning, third time. Measure 13. Back to the beginning last time. Now you're gonna jump to the last line. Okay, guys, so as I'm sitting here thinking, I don't think I did this one with you yet. This is called Good News, and it's our final song that we're going to be doing. And as long as you've been paying attention and trying your very best to follow along, this one is no different really than any of the other songs. In fact, I think that this one's a little bit easier because there's no eighth notes, there's no whole notes, and it's very straightforward. So there's no, I'm sorry, my puppy just popped up. There's no time warp jump or anything like that. It is just very straightforward 3 times, okay? So we're gonna go do this song basically 3 times. I want you just to basically listen again. All the notes are there, okay? We have our quarter notes for 1 beat, our half notes for 2. We have what I had mentioned before in the review, a dotted half note. I'm gonna actually circle it. I'll circle it in purple just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about right now. That's a dotted half note. A dotted half note gets 3 beats. Again, that will not be on the test. I'm not going to throw that in this late in the game, but it actually just gets 3 beats. So if I'm playing my G, it's my 3-second note. Okay, so this song goes like this. I'm going to play it first without the music. Okay, so it'll just kind of go like this. The trickiest thing in this entire song, the most challenging, if you will, the hardest part, is that there's actually a rest at the very beginning of the song. So it's actually almost like I'm doing 5 rests before I actually play the song, kind of like this. Shh, 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 bump, bump. So when I come in with that B, I've actually had 5 rests. I've had 1 4-beat rest, which is what that long whole whole rest is, and then I have that little squiggly line, my quarter rest, which is that extra one. So it's actually 5. So it's going to be kind of like this: 1, shh, 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 shh. That's the first part of the song. Okay, so it's kind of it's almost like a very familiar, almost nursery rhyme kind of flow to it. Again, the trickiest part is really stopping when there's that rest. And a lot of you are going to say, rest, schmest, who cares, right? And go on to it. And unfortunately, you can't, because like I said at the review, every note and rest count. They matter. It means something, okay? It's like the shy kid, all right? It doesn't matter that they're shy and that they're quiet. They're still a person. They still matter, okay? So we're not going to ignore them and go over the rest. We just are not going to blow. We're not going to play when it's time to do the rest. So I'm going to take it again from the beginning with my 5 rests at the beginning, my 4 plus my 1 extra. Shh, 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 shh. And on measure 13, these are called staccato notes. You'll notice that there's a tiny little dot at the bottom of them. It just means they're nice and sharp, okay? Like instead of going la, 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 I'm gonna make them nice and short. Bum, 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 bump. It's going to have a bit of a different feeling to it, okay? Don't worry so hard about it. That's like, if we were really doing this in the classroom, I would be a little more strict about it. But right now, it's more important that you make sure that you get the notes, okay? So listen. Pretty simple, right? All I'm doing is G A, G A, G A, G A, G, G A, G A, G A, G, G A, G A, G A, G, B, B, A, G. Just want you to really pay attention to my G to my A. Watch. G, A, G, A, G, A, G. All I'm doing is I'm just releasing my third finger. That's it. Again, no wibbly wobbly fingers all over the place, okay? Nice and firm notes. My last part is exactly the same as the first part. So I'm just going to show you. I'm going to play the song 3 times for you, and then I'm going to let the music. And again, the nice thing about the videos is you can pause. If this is too much in one day, you can stop it, go to the next day, play one song each day. It's really up to you how you want to do it. As long as you're practicing in some way, form, one way or another, that's all that really matters, okay? It doesn't matter which order you do it in or how you listen to my lessons. It's just how you end up practicing. So here's good news. So we're just going to listen like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, shh. Okay, so just to kind of recap, we don't want to play on top of the rests. We want to make sure that it's only 3 times, okay? So you have that, your beats at the beginning, okay? Don't go shh, okay? That's in here, okay? So when I go on to my next slide now, it's going to be, once again, it's just going to be my voice. I'm going to be guiding you, but I want you to practice this one. By the way, this is our final song. I told you months ago when we started, our goal was 8 songs. So after today, there are no new songs. No new songs, no new surprises. Everything now is just taking what we've learned and making it the best we can be. Get ready. Make sure you are holding the recorder the correct way. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shh. 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 G, A, G, A. Shh, shh, B, B. Shh. Nice job, guys. Let's get ready for the second time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shh. Shh. You should be going back and forth. G, A, G, A. Shh, shh, B, B. Shh. Shh. Good. Last time, I'm just going to tell you what measures we're on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shh. Measure 10, second line. Third line. Fourth line. Fifth line. And that's the end. Okay, guys, we are going to go into our next song, which is Sit Down. We have done this one before. Just remember that the hardest part of this whole song is the right? So it's, watch my fingers again. And everything else is pretty cut and dry. That means it's pretty simple, okay? Pretty basic. So here we go. This is Sit Down. I'll do this one with you guys first, and then I'll let you guys do it by yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. time. Come on, the last part. Gonna hold that last note for 10 beats. Okay, nice job. So now it's going to be your turn, and once again, I'm just going to do some talking as we go through it. Remember, this song's pretty straightforward. That means it's 3 times, okay, up until measure 18, 19, 20. So it's basically like from 1 to 20, or 6 to 20, 6 to 20, 6 to 20. And then the last time, when I get to measure 19, I'm going to go to measure 22. So all I'm really doing that last time is skipping over that measure 21, which is not that big of a deal, because if you notice, 21 and 22 are exactly the same. So as long as you're able to pick up the slack, go directly to measure 23, that's where the song continues. That's the most important part, okay? And of course, at very ending, you have our tied notes. Those little lines underneath, it's like I'm tying them together. So we have our half note with 2 beats, our whole note with 4, and another whole note with 4. So if I add up 2 plus 4 plus 4, I'm going to get 10. And that's why I hold my last note for 10 beats. Take a nice deep breath. If you can do it, great. If you can't, that's okay. We'll work on it, right? All right, let's go. Get ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Third line. Back to the beginning. Here we go. G, G, D, E. Second line. Third line. Fourth line. Back to the beginning. Second line. Left fingering. Third line. Back to the beginning. G, D, D, D. Third line. Get ready. We're gonna go now to the next line. Measure 22. 3. Hold it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hi, really good job today, guys, practicing your songs. Remember, I know this seems like a long video, but you can watch it at your own pace, okay? Go back to it, pause it, go over the songs that you need to, go over the parts you need to. That's the whole point of me doing these videos, okay? Please practice them and go study, especially the first part of this video for your test. It will be in about, definitely not next week, probably the week after. So I would say 2 weeks. Please send a video of you practicing any of the 4 songs that we did today to abrosky@schools.nyc.gov by next week for June 1st, okay? I can't believe we're going to be in June already, right? Sounds crazy, guys. So have a fantastic week, guys, and keep practicing. Thank you. Bye.